Hello and welcome to our brand new show. It's called She Decides and it's about women voters. Here I have with me some young girls. They are all in the age group of 19 to 22. So let's find out what young women really want. So first to you here, give me your name.
Hello, I'm Rakshita and I'm here in this college. I'm pursuing psychology majors with economics.
Okay. So Rakshita, what do you feel? I mean, here you have a government. The children, there was this huge craze earlier about Valentine's Day, and the government comes and says, no, celebrate. They don't say don't celebrate Valentine's, but they say...
Just the wiser way to say no to it.
Yeah. What do you think?
When it comes to freedom of choice, I personally feel this is just a very wise way to say not to celebrate it. But I think today's generation, I feel, is smart enough to understand the saying no to it. But at the same time, we do not. It's a very personal choice, to be frank. And then something like this, to be very personal, we cannot have the government intruding into it and giving us various forms of saying no, and then telling us to celebrate it as Matra Pitru Divas. And having said that, and why to celebrate one specific day as the Matra Pitru Divas? I mean, why do you want the other person to say that this is going to be the Matra Pitru Divas? So having said that, celebrating or not celebrating Valentine's is a very personal choice. And some government, for say, coming and celebrating this day as the Matra Pitru Divas is, I find it very foolish.
Okay. You from coming to, taking off from what you said, I think what we're really talking about is freedom of choice.
Yes.
There was also a circular which said a year back, which said that there should be a uniform even for college girls. And they said wear saris or salwar kurtas and not trousers. So what do you think about these things? Do you think a government really needs to get into that kind of, what do you think about something like this? Like, does the government really need to get into personal choices? And also, how much freedom do you think people should have?
Ma'am, freedom should be given. That is not necessary for a government to say that you are supposed to wear a kurta or a sari. That is totally up to the student, that if he wants to wear a sari, he or she can wear. But if she wants to wear a jeans or a jeggings, that is totally up to her. You can't restrict her in your own rules and choices that you're supposed to wear a sari only.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Disha, and
what my question is, what about Indian culture? Also I think somewhere what they're trying to talk about is this sort of, we're trying to be westernized, but is it correct for people to ape the West? I think that really could be the debate also.
the debate is not necessarily that we are only copying the Western culture and that we are forgetting what our Indian roots are. To be very honest, people like me nowadays, we're equally aware of things in the West and in our own country. We're equally aware of the long heritage and history that we have, and we respect it and we want to preserve it as well. But that does not mean that we don't want to evolve from it, because, as it is very rightly said, that even though there are traditions, it has to be changed with the coming times. People like us, young generation, they're actually very, very aware about it. And we want a balance. We don't only want the Indian culture. We don't only want the Western thing. We want a balance. We want something from that side, and we want something from our own roots.
So when governments do this, does it inform your voting choice? Do you think that this government, when these kind of decisions or these kind of, policies come out, does it also, do you think about these things when you go to vote? Do you think it becomes an election issue or no?
I think it's become an election issue because it's our choice. If we are living in a democratic country, or if you are saying that it's your choice to marry anyone you want to or whatever, but it's our choice to vote, and as well as whatever we want to. It's our personal choice, and let us do whatever we want. Jiyo aur jeene do.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think, when the government makes these kind of decisions for girl students, do you think they should be really thinking about this for children, or they should be looking at other things? Like education or what,
Ma'am, see, when the government makes some decision for women or for girls, so I have personally noticed one thing. There are only men who make these decisions for women. There are no women to make such decisions for women. And obviously, we know women better, as like if there is a women politician or a women leader or whosoever she is, she knows what a woman or a lady goes through. How can we give this power to men who we do not have the same body, we do not have the same mentality also, as if it's considered in India. So if majority of the decisions are taken by men for the women, that is totally wrong. And yes, it of course affects our voting choices also. So ma'am, today's generation is not foolish. Like if a politician promises one thing today and he, just it's a fake promise. If like after getting elected he does not fulfill that promise. So we are smart enough that we know how to decide our coming government, and we all have the right to vote. And today's generation is very much aware about their rights, and we have the largest population of youth in the whole world. So we are aware about our rights and where to wisely use them and where not to just waste them and like that.
What's in for today's young woman?
Ma'am,
Your name?
I'm Niharika and I'm doing BAJMC here. So, can I have the question again?
I mean, what I'm saying is that, if, like we are saying, it's not a big issue for students. They really don't care either way. Like, what the sense I've got is that nobody really cares either way. Whether it's Matra Pitra Divas or it's Valentine's Day, we're talking about freedom of choice. We're sort of enlarging the scope of this debate. I want to know what really matters to a young person of your generation. Anybody here?
So why celebrate one day? I mean, you have the whole entire year with yourself and you have entire time with yourself. So if you really want to celebrate it, you can actually do it on any other day. Let's call it a Sunday. I mean, if you're free on Sunday, why not just go hang out? I mean, it's just like equal to a Valentine's Day.
But I think the larger question was freedom of choice. So what I'm saying is that if you feel that a government is making too many choices for you, does that work for you or it doesn't work for you? Your name?
My name is Urvashi. I'm pursuing economic honors with maths here. And when you're asking me about freedom, so it's only upon us that what we want to do. If someone is imposing restrictions on us, then we totally don't want it, and we just sometimes go opposite to that. So I always want to have freedom in my life. So
Okay, so very interesting. But when we're saying that this is the education department making these kind of policies, now what I want to know is, what do you expect from the education department? Because you're still studying. So actually, should they be making these kind of policies or should they be doing something else? What are the things that you feel are lacking for women's education in Rajasthan? Anybody at the back, or should I ask in front? Yeah. Your name?
My name is Marnika, and women's education do not only restrict to the sanitation and the things that the government usually talks about. It also matters to the mentality the women go through, and specifically in the Indian household there are many cases of domestic violence and other things which a woman should know about. Even as for that matter motherhood is concerned, so women are not educated to how to go through these phases in their life. So I feel that women's education is a very far topic which has been touched, and it has not been properly approached by the local government.
I think she had a very interesting point. She's saying there are other issues which matter more to women. So rather than Matra Pitra Divas, because I mean here everyone seems to have a pretty, our families are still quite close-knit. So what she's saying is, for the education department to bringing out orders on this, there are other things they should be giving orders on. Like she said, the other challenges that women face. So what do you think are challenges that women today face? Young girls like you today face?
Ma'am, young girls like us, like we are of the age group 18 to 22. So we are sensible enough on some topics, ma'am. But when it comes to school girls who are 12 to 13, who have just entered their puberty agehood, they are not taught well about the menstruation things and the the bad touch thing, like the sexual assault and all these things. So these are some points that should be taught them well in advance. Especially, ma'am, menstruation. It is not widely talked about or openly talked about. So this is one thing in Indian household which they are still persisting. Whether you are like Bahar say you are like, yeah, we are very modern, but still in some households they are like, no, these are bad things, we should not talk about them, we should not openly talk about them, don't talk about periods to boys or don't go near to them. So these are few issues that should be taught since childhood only, like 12 to 13 years of age. Then yes, also as she mentioned, like the motherhood thing or the domestic violence, like in India, after marriage a girl has to go to her in-laws house. So that's altogether a new environment for her. So she should be taught how to adjust about her rights also. And yeah, like many women are not aware that like if the in-laws are brutal towards her, she can complain, or she can take she can take action against
so that's very interesting. So actually what you're saying is that rather than sort of do these things which are eye catchers, call something Matra Pitra Devas to make a political point or reverse that order, there are other many more serious issues that women face. So let me just let all of you quickly think of something. I'm going to say, instead of Matra Pitra Devas or instead of Valentine's Day, what are days we should have in school? Days which are relevant to girls. So give me, like she said, one day know your legal rights, for example. So can you think of, let me start with you, anyone here, any one day, just give me 4 or 5 suggestions that actually schools should have in the year.
I think I would want to say on this, this is one day that
what day we should actually celebrate or talk about.
So I think when it comes to talking about issues, why not just have Let's Talk days, or just certain days called as Converse days, because there are so many issues which can be solved and resolved just by having conversation. So when we talk about issues like depression, if you're talking about school going population, I think depression is a menace these days, and
especially if you see the number of suicides we are having in Rajasthan from IIT students.
Absolutely. Rajasthan is a state which has quota in it. I think, this all somehow if you look at the roots of all these things, these all resort to only the irresponsible decisions taken by the government. On one side, we have the government who's taking stance and talking about days like Valentine's Day. Oh, please, why don't you talk about the, increasing menace of suicides here in Kota? Why don't you talk about the quota system wherein, one particular caste sitting down for a strike and you give them the quota the other day? What about the future of the other students? Aren't they working hard? They are, of course. So this is not the correct, standards which the government is setting, I say.
Quickly, what other day can we have?
Ma'am, I totally agree with Rakshita.
Give me one day. What other day you should have?
We could rather celebrate menstrual cycle as a day. We can give more importance to the girls who are hitting puberty and would be coming into that phase. So we can treat them special.
I think we definitely should have, a bad touch, good touch day, where like young girls who are not even 12, like they are facing sexual assault, and that is completely heinous. That is so horrible. So we should have a day when we can actually teach these little girls that when a person is touching you right, when a person is touching you with love, and when a person is touching you with lust.
I think it's really, really brilliant. Do you have a suggestion?
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, which day? Quickly.
I feel that there should be a Let's Connect day where people actually interact with each other instead of being on their phones. And the urban cities, they have a bad reputation of having very distant people who really do not care the others around them.
Okay. So what day?
And I think mental and physical health day must be there.
Great. You?
I want to tell that there should be celebrated a free day where everyone is free to do whatever she wants to do, no restrictions on her.
Okay, great. So I think those were really, really good suggestions coming in, and maybe the education department should be listening to all these bright young students here. So what they said was really amazing. We don't want to have Matra Pitra Devas and we don't want to have Valentine's Day. Let's have a day to discuss real issues. Let's have a day to discuss menstruation for women, menstrual hygiene during menstruation. Very important point, especially but many young girls don't know about it. They're afraid to talk about it. A good touch, bad touch day. Really important. And a day when everyone stays away from phones and learns to connect. So very, very interesting discussion. We'll have lots more coming up right after this break. Hello and welcome back to She Decides. Well, we've had a very, very interesting discussion on whether governments should decide whether people should celebrate Valentine's Day or Matra Pitra Devas. And the young girls here, all students between the age group of 19 to 22, said no, there are other real issues that they face and really governments should have days for those. But in the middle of it all, Rakshita said that, what about quotas? I mean, we hear the government is giving reservations to lots of people. What about our future? Rakshita, you said something very interesting. Now, the government has given 10% quota to those who are economically backward. Rajasthan already has 50% quota, and now another 4% for the specially backward class. So you said, what about our future?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's a very this point. See, if I have to connect this exact situation with a story that we used to listen to from our childhood, it's like, we've given the entire kingdom to a king who's blind. This king is blindly distributing all sorts of the wealth of the of its kingdom to different sorts of people who deserve or don't deserve. He doesn't even know about it. So this is something where, if we have limited resources, as it is, we do not have jobs in our country. At that point of time, if you're restricting the ones who are deserving from getting quality education, from getting the kind of education which they deserve is their basic right, by just simply distributing it through quotas as lollipops for your political benefits.
Okay. Lollipops for political benefit, but also somewhere, the government also felt that those people who don't have access to, say, the kind of education that you have, they don't have the privileges, they're not born with the kind of privileges that you are born with, they need a little help up. So that was the reason to give reservation.
I feel that this is absolutely right, that reservations must be there, but there are situations where people are taking advantages of it, like wrong advantages. There are many people who are very much wealthier, but they still have reservations with them, and there are people.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So that's the reason why this thing against reservation, that some people dominate the reservation pie. What do you feel about quotas?
Ma'am, it's like in today's world, if we give reservation to each and every caste, then the whole purpose of the quota nullifies. There is no single caste left that doesn't have reservation. So basically, it should be based on the economic basis, their social and economic status, and not on their caste basis.
I absolutely believe in that, because if we give reservations according to class, we'll be actually giving those who do need them. Because instead of equality, why not have equity in the society?
Okay, very important. So quotas is the other topic that we are also talking about. Yeah, what do you feel about it?
Ma'am, you should not give quota to someone who is taking care of your own life, like a doctor. You are giving quota to them. A doctor simply leaves a scissor in your stomach. How can he be so careless? Doesn't he know how to do it, or he has not studied?
I think quotas have to be based, like everybody has said, they have to be based economically, because there are some people I know who, are the so-called caste category people, and they are so well off, they can actually afford that quality education. But there are poor people who are not from the class, the caste, but they don't have any means for that education. So I think we should focus on economic reservation rather than caste reservation.
So the young ladies at the back who haven't spoken, what's your name?
My name is Palak, and right now I'm pursuing BCA. And I just want to say that rather than giving the quotas to the caste-wise people, they must motivate them and they must support them via giving the money, help, and all the other resources they just want. The politics, why we are pushing the politics in the education system, it's all about the qualifications all the people want.
Yeah. No, I think very important point. You said, why are we getting politics into it? Because actually, why the disenchantment is happening is because you feel it's such a political gimmick. Yeah. What do you feel about quotas?
Quotas, as she said, then instead of dragging political system entire in the educational system, we can have like social people coming out and saying, like, instead of quotas, we can actually help them, like monetary help or any other kind of help instead of quotas. Like.
Okay. So important points there. Yes, one more. What's your name?
I'm Dhanvi.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think so. There is need of quotas, because the people who wants to study, they are studying. There is no need of quota. But who doesn't want to study, they are not studying. Instead of giving so much of facilities, like we have given government school mein free day meal and all, but they don't want to study, so they don't study. So we should not push politics in it.
Okay, so very interesting points coming here, that actually the people who want to do something in life will get ahead no matter what, and anyway we are doing a lot for primary education. So you think the focus should be there rather than for quotas. Quick last words from both of you.
If I have to frame this entire debate for today in, say, one sentence, I would simply say that art, creativity and freedom have got much more intensity to change and bring about a change in the society for it to evolve more than politics. So I think that is where we should focus on, and that is where all of our energy should be invested in.
Okay.
I think we have lot of talented people, but what we lack is opportunities, and somewhere politics, involvement of politics rather hinder that the opportunities that we can get. So the focus should be on providing opportunities to those who deserve it.
And I think after talking to all these young girls here, I feel that we actually have what you said. We have a very, very talented country. We have a very, very dynamic young generation. And we all have great hopes from you. And especially from the women of this country, the young women of this country, we have a lot of hopes from you, all of you. So that's all in She Decides for this evening. But coming up after the break, all the news on NDTV.